Well, hello everyone. This is Raquel, and it is Saturday, February 22nd, 2025, here in the US. And I was laughing because I didn't realize I actually scheduled this for the 222. And I always have to laugh when Spirit knows what it's doing, even though I don't. But we are in, again, a very accelerated time, and things are moving pretty quickly. So I just want to reiterate again that everything that is happening is, although chaotic, although on the surface can be a little bit hard to understand and discern what's happening. Everything that is transpiring right now on the planet is actually in alignment with what needs to happen. One of the things I've always said is the only thing that determines how long, and this is the linear time frame we're talking about, that we experience at this level of consciousness, the only thing that determines how long this plays out with the chaos and before things really start shifting in the consciousness has to do with how quickly your own internal journey brings you to a state of neutrality, compassion, and being able to, and I use the word see, and what I mean by that doesn't necessarily mean you can physically see it, but you see beyond all of the chaos and you can step into all of the new that is actually anchoring. But the chaos, if you're in the chaos, if you're in the trauma, the drama that is playing out, you're not really able to see all the good that is happening, all the new that is actually anchoring on the planet. And that always has to do with your personal frequency and vibration. And so it's all a matter of your inner journey. Where are you placing your focus? What is your intentions walking through your day? Are you always aligning to your highest potential, into the new tri-wave, into the unity consciousness? Or are you getting caught up in the drama, trauma, and reacting to that? There's so much that is happening that media is not telling us about, or that is not the focus for so many, right? But there is a lot that is happening that is just really quite confirming that what we are doing and what we are experiencing is very real. And one of those that has happened recently is the awareness of a change of, what are they called? Let me go back to what they're actually called. Neutrinos. There has been a lot of talk lately because there's been new scientific research or findings about the neutrino, which is a energetic particle, and it's becoming, how can I say this? Well, more in the awareness of the scientific, right? And I pulled up a article from the New York Times. Yes, I know I try to stay off the media, but this one was kind of interesting. It talked about ultra high energy neutrino found with a telescope under the sea. And I just had to giggle because, of course, it's within water that they are starting to recognize. What is water? That is the mother plasma. That is water alchemy. And water itself is one of the alchemical properties of universal mother frequency. And they've found through scientific means under the water this neutrino that I'll read what it said. And this came out February 12th. New York Times says, deep in the waters of the Mediterranean Sea, physicists have uncovered evidence of a ghostly, interesting that they said it that way, subatomic particle catapulting through space at the speed they once could only dream of. And in quotes, what we have discovered is, we think, the most energetic neutrino ever recorded on Earth. If that's not proof that we've got higher frequency, the mother plasma energy coming onto the planet, and it's now starting to be scientifically recorded, right? And this particular particle, they go on to say I would suggest reading the first couple of paragraphs, but they talk about it opening up a completely new window of awareness for scientists. And it's really interesting because I know from the quantum levels, the plasma energy, the frequency that is coming through the universal mother or the water, the higher plasma through the water, is one of the elements that is helping to bring everything back into higher states of consciousness. And it is frequency, it is vibration, it is the way in which we hold within our embodiment that actually shifts our consciousness. And I know a lot of people, pardon me, I'm a little stuffy today, a lot of people can't quite yet put together the fact that it truly is their own frequency and vibration that creates the reality in which they exist. Because it just seems so far-fetched. We've talked about it from a metaphysical, from a spiritual teaching of, where your focus is, that's what you create. But people were always in I want to create wealth, I want to create love, I want to create a relationship. It was always something that seemed to be outside of themselves that they were trying to draw near. And that's not everyone, but for the most part. And what I continue to try and emphasize is, when you change your own inner frequency, the reality shifts around you, because it's all about your ability to perceive. And so at this particular time, with this recent neutrino frequency that they're finding, which is neutrality. And there was one other thing that was interesting that they're talking about, is how the neutrinos point straight back to their origins and making them excellent guides to a natural yet unknown cosmic accelerator that created them. That's coming straight out of a quote in the New York Times. But it's very, very interesting. It is a subatomic particle. It is one that is now registerable by scientific instrumentation, found underwater. That's how they're measuring it with the water alchemy. And it is one that points straight back to the origin, which I consider zero-point source. And so it's a little bit of different take on the way they're bringing it forward. But as we continue this journey, as more of this cosmic celestial frequencies that we are now in position, and again, that's always been one of the things, it's our placement within the cosmos that is allowing these neutrinos to now be able to come onto into the atmosphere, onto the planet, that are affecting our biology. They are affecting our energy systems. And that is accelerating our ability to shift our own consciousness. And as we shift our own consciousness, the world that we perceive is different. And so, even with all the chaos going on, even with all the disruptions that are happening, which are by design to break everything apart, it is our ability to perceive beyond all the chaos into the new that is our saving grace. And so, again, we always come back to it's an inside job. It is the way in which our biology, our electromagnetic, our systems, our nervous system, and our light body, which actually informs the physical. It is all of those things that actually shift our perception, right? Along with knowing that it needs to come from the high heart. So I just wanted to, in case you hadn't heard about this, there is now scientific research that is going on that's going, hey, wait, there's something new. There's something new, and we can only measure it if we measure it with instrumentation that is in water. And I love that because we know that our physicality, our bodies are mostly water as well, right? So you can start to see the correlations that all of this talk about, all the new frequency coming on, the solar frequency, the new plasma, it's actually starting to hit mainstream, which I find super exciting. And to know that that is affecting everything on the planet, it just allows, I hope, you to lean further into, okay, wait, what I've been talking about, what we've all been talking about for so long that hasn't really seen a lot of tangible evidence yet, it's starting to show up. So lean into that. Know that everything that you are working towards with raising your frequency, raising your vibration, focusing from the high heart, keeping yourself centered in the chaos, it is all preparation for you to have a breakthrough into perceiving different levels of consciousness. And that's not just one breakthrough, that's a continuous. We are constantly evolving. We are either evolving into higher frequency, or we're actually always in a state of change, right? We are either always moving higher into higher frequency, or we're slipping back into lower frequency. There's no alternative. So just with this awareness and something to hold on to that, wait, all the chaos in the world going on, here's some scientific proof that the higher plasma, divine mother frequency, only measurable in the water, is actually showing up. We've known this, but now it's hitting mainstream. So just to keep that in your awareness as you continue this journey moving forward, recognizing it's always an inside job, recognizing that everything that you're doing, when you're doing it consciously, is affecting your ability to live in higher states of consciousness. It's a beautiful thing. Hi, I'm Raquel, and I am an Ascension Guide, helping you to awaken and remember your quantum self. I provide a holistic, multifaceted, and comprehensive approach to your awakening and ascension, bringing you to the cutting edge of consciousness while expanding your ability to live multidimensionally. You are a divine sovereign being of light, and it's time to remember. Explore my website, RaquelSpencer.com. to learn about becoming your quantum self.